Have some breaking news to announce. Dan Azeez, he signed his side of the contract to face you last week. And we understand, don't we, Gary? You're very happy to sign your part of the deal today.
Yep, it's in front of me, like you said.
Pen to paper.
Yeah, the fight has been agreed. Dan has done his part, so I can only do my part, and we look forward to the big fight, the big domestic clash in October, hopefully. Yeah, I'm excited.
How does it feel to be signing the contract? It's a huge South London showdown, isn't it, coming to Sky Sports?
Yeah, no, it is, and a good platform to have it on. Of course, someone that I'm very familiar with, but we understand what's at stake. And, you know, it's a final eliminator for a world title, which is what we want to win. You know, so for 12 rounds or less, we can put aside and we can make it happen.
What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So we just heard there from Joshua Buatsi, and in boxing right now, there's been a lot of corny things going on, but really there is some bangers brewing. We've got Adelaide versus Wardley, and this one now. Yeah, I think the Adelaide one, or the Wardley one, is going to be delayed a bit, because I think Fabio Wardley's fighting end of this month, so he's going to want some time. Either way, the fact of the matter is, this is where the action's at, people. This, for me, is a finger-licking fight. Another finger-licking fight. Yeah? People have been complaining on Twitter saying, oh, they both ducked. Apparently Dan Azeez was offered the Bivol fight. We know Buatsi was offered the Bivol fight. They're saying, well, what's the point fighting for a final eliminator only to fight Bivol anyway? I get it. I ain't gonna lie to you. Don't get me wrong. I was the first one to criticise Buatsi at the time for not taking the Bivol fight, but if this is what he wants to do instead, I'm with it. I've been preaching this for years. This is how boxing's supposed to go. Yeah? I slagged off Benavidez. I slagged off Plant. I slagged off Billy Joe. Why? Or who else was there? Billy Joe? How many cherries did Canelo pop? He popped Billy Joe's. He popped Plant's. What's the other guy? There was another one there, wasn't there? At 168. Smith's. That was it. Smith, Plant, Billy Joe. Yeah, he popped all their cherries. Realistically, how boxing is supposed to work, in my opinion, Billy Joe, and Plant in particular, because Smith had beat Groves, but come on, Groves is washed up. Come on, people. And the way Callum Smith performed in the Canelo fight, he looked like he had never been in the ring with no one before. Bear in mind, we've seen what Bivol could do with Canelo, so we know it's possible. Yeah? And even John Ryder, for what it's worth, John Ryder put up a better fight than Callum Smith. And Callum Smith, like 6'4", is meant to be the bee's knees. So, the point I'm making is, these fights, for me, Azeez versus Buatsi is like Billy Joe. I think it's better, actually, but it's like Billy Joe versus Callum Smith. These are the middle fights you need to get you to that level. If Buatsi goes in there with Bivol now, he's got no hope. No hope at all. Yeah? Equally, if Dan Azeez goes in there right now, he got no hope. However, the winner of this fight, at least in my mind, I can start doing the maths. Wait a minute. This guy, whoever wins this fight, is going to be a serious dude. I've got Dan. I'm biased though. I've got Dan because I like his style. He get at it. I'm not sure. Buatsi for me is a bit new age. Yeah? Craig Richards, I like Craig. I bet on Craig. I lost money on Craig for what it's worth. But Craig didn't even really turn up and have a go until the last few rounds, I think, maybe. But even then, Craig didn't really turn up and treat it. For me, Craig Richards versus Buatsi, that was supposed to be red panty night for Craig. That was his time to get on. He was too cautious. Dan, he really with it. I could be wrong. Maybe Buatsi's good enough to kind of turn it off. To pop Azeez in the mouth a few times, and you don't really want it. But Azeez, he can fight. Can Buatsi fight? I've never seen him fight. I haven't seen it. I've seen him box around the place and make a hash of things. I haven't seen him really get down with it. And I believe this fight, well, I believe he's going to have to bring that. Yeah? This for me is, obviously it's not as high level, but this is really like a British level. No, it's not fair. These guys are kind of intermediate world level. This is an intermediate world level Spence and Crawford. It's not, obviously it's not, but do you know what I mean? Like, it's a 50-50 for me, but I got Dan. Dan going to go in there and we're going to find out what Buatsi is made of. Yeah? I think what's going to happen is you get it pops in the mouth. I don't know if Buatsi going to want it. That's what I'm not sure. Which is the case for many people, by the way. It's not a record. It's not a new thing in the game. Yeah? How many people have we seen beat bums up? And they get popped in the mouth for the first time and they think, ooh, Ryan Garcia. Yeah? Just to name one, for example. Ryan Garcia, great at beating bums. He got popped in the mouth and thought, ooh, or popped in the belly, ooh, don't really fancy this anymore. Now again, if Buatsi gets popped in the mouth and he shows something about him, fair play to him. I'm just saying we haven't seen it. Equally though, it does also have to be said, we haven't necessarily seen Dan up against it either, for what it's worth. Just because Dan looks good now running through people who aren't his level, it doesn't mean, and that's what I said earlier, listen, it might be the case, yeah, but we've seen that before. We've all seen aggressive fighters. Canelo, for example. Yeah, Canelo looks great running through warm butter. But what happened when he ran into Bivol? He looked like he was about to start crying, people. Go back and watch it yourself. Canelo looked like he was about to cry. And that's what happened to these Mack truck guys. Mike Tyson was the same, for what it's worth. Mike Tyson fought hard for a few rounds, and then I don't really fancy this anymore. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think. And Teddy Atlas made a great point. At the time, I was mad at Teddy, because I used to love Tyson. I still love Tyson. Prime Tyson. Cuss Tyson. But Teddy said, show me a fight with Mike Tyson where he had to go through adversity to win. I thought, and the argument is like, well, he was finished after about 1990 or 1989, so you can't count it. But whether you want to count it or not, I think it's a pretty fair statement. Mike Tyson's a great on-top fighter, which a lot of Mack trucks are. Yeah, that flap track, that you know what I mean? Them guys who just come storming Norman, they're great until they ain't. Yeah. Listen, I hope Dan has got more than. I believe Dan's got more than that. But again, people would have told you. There's loads of examples. People look great until they don't. That works both ways in this fight, and that's why it's 50-50. This for me is going to be.
We have some breaking news.
I don't think Buatsi is that slick, if that makes sense. I don't see this being a Floyd versus Maidana. I actually rate Dan more than Maidana, but still, it's not going to be one of the. Buatsi isn't slick like that, I don't believe. I've never seen him just slicking someone up. He's, in a way, he reminds me of a bit of a knockoff Errol Spence, or you know what I mean, that kind of thing, that kind of shtick, a knockoff, cheap version of Spence. You know, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but like I said, ultimately, we'll find out. And salute to both men, and salute to Ben Shalong. And I believe I think these guys are going to get paid well. I don't know how much. I bet it's over. It might even, the way, from what I've heard, the way Ben's paying people, it may be $1 million a piece. And to be quite frank, number one, I'm glad we haven't heard all that. That's the first thing. Yeah, I'm glad we haven't heard, oh, I'm Buatsi, I'm the A side, pay me more. Oh, I'm Dan Azeez, pay me more. No, they're just cracking on with it. And on that basis, the fact this is a great fight, they deserve to get paid, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, get paid for this fight. All the other bum fights, no. You know what I mean? There should be direct incentives between getting paid and a proper fight. This is a proper fight. And in fact, if it's on pay-per-view, again, I'll be paying for this one. The first time, well, I'm paying for the Crawford one, and I'll pay for this as well. Proper fight. And in fact, I'll pay for Adelaide and Wardley as well for what it's worth. I'm going to start paying for things that make sense. I'm not paying, you best believe it. There'll be 1 million streams open. I'm going to be plugging a stream everywhere for Fury and Ngannou. Dillian White and AJ, not paying for that either. No chance. Not the way they've been selling it. Yeah? Not, listen, not on your Nelly am I paying for that fight. Yeah? Not even a $5 for that. Yeah? 100%. No chance. What for? Oh, I can't really tell you what I'm going to do because I'm finished. No. This is the one, people. This is the one you put your coins in. Proper fight. Yeah? Because either way, I believe Dan coming to fight. Either way. That's what I believe. Dan coming straight forward and his hands are going to be going. That's what the game's about, in my opinion. The game meant so much about it. Floyd ruined the game. Oh, you go in there and you're fanny about it. No. You go in there Dan Azeez style. Go in there tucked up and get them heavy hands throwing. What's the point? I mean, what? There should be, in my opinion, there should be two sports. There should be go in there, get stuck in, and then all the other crap. That's what needs to be differentiated right now, in my opinion. Because when you look at the top of even Spence and Crawford, Spence and Crawford, they don't piddle about. You know what I mean? Crawford sent Azeez into Mars. Yeah? Floyd weren't doing that. Floyd weren't stopping Ugas level people. In fact, Floyd didn't even fight Ugas level people for the last 10 years of his career. Let me tell you now, for free. Yeah, just a quick one for free. Guerrero was not Ugas level. Berto was not Ugas level. Canelo probably was, but what did Floyd do with him? Nothing. he ran around the place. So no, I ain't trying to hear that about boxing. The minute people start talking about boxing, is when they can't punch or they ain't trying to get busy. They're trying to scam your pockets. Yeah? You won't hear Dan Azeez talk about boxing. He's looking to put paws on you, and rightfully so. Salute to Dan. Yeah? I'm going to check the odds out, and to be quite frank, I've said before, and I agree with this, as long as people, I don't even mind losing money so much when people have a go. Well, you could argue Eubank had a go and got clipped. So I don't know. I do mind losing money. No chin, have an ass, dude. Yeah. At least, what's that saying? If you're gonna go running, at least turn up with your running boots on. Listen, Chris. If you're gonna go boxing, at least put your chin on, mate. Okay, no. Turn up without your chin on and get clipped. Jesus Christ. But yeah, great fight. 10 out of 10 for me. As far as national boxing goes, 10 out of 10. Yeah? Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, and let off the 100%, no doubt.